a ship that named after the actual queen and twice as big as Titanic and known to be the world's creepiest and most haunted ship in the world. And today we will be unveiling the hidden truth behind this ship, the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary was completed in 1930s and embarked on its first voyage on May 27th in 1936 from Southampton, England. The ship served as the new benchmark for luxury, containing 2 cocktail bars, 2 swimming pools, 5 dining areas, a lounge and a grand ballroom and more. However, all that luxury soon goes to waste during World War II when the ship was repurposed as transportation vessel for troops and prisoners of the war and painted in grey. In fact, the ship was so much faster than enemy U-boats that had earned the nickname the Grey Ghost. Grey Ghost's name is so badass. Just imagine saying the captain of the Grey Ghost. The ship was estimated to carry out 800 servicemen throughout the war, and in 1947 the ship returned to the Queen Mary status, and in 1965 it was sold to the city of Long Beach in California, where it is now docked permanently. Now that we've established the boat's history, let's get to the fun stuff, the hauntings. So there are quite a few documented deaths happen in the ship, so let's talk about a couple of them. In 1936, there Edgar Barnum, the first captain of the Queen Mary, died of a stroke in his cabin. In 1949, senior second officer Wilson Stark accidentally drank laundry detergent stored in a gin bottle, thereby poisoning himself to death. However, the most unfortunate deaths all occurred at one time. As I mentioned before, the Queen Mary serves as the transport vessel during World War II. On October 2nd, 1942, the Queen Mary was being escorted from New York to Glasgow by another much smaller vessel called HMS Carousel. The Carousel was zigzagging in front of the Queen Mary to confuse the potential U-boats and the German bombers. However, the Queen Mary, traveling at 28.5 knots, unexpectedly caught up to the Carousel and consequently collided with the ship, splitting the HMS Carousel in half. Some members of the Carousel were killed instantly on impact, while others were thrown into the freezing water. Watching as the men who remained on the boat sank, trapped within the remains of the vessel, and for those who left in the water that didn't die from hypothermia, said that the current of the Queen Mary carried the myth, chopping them up in the propellant. Due to the war protocol, the captain of the Queen Mary, Cyril Illingworth, was not able to stop to rescue the passengers, and they pushed forward, reporting the incident to the nearby British destroyer. By the time British arrived about 2 hours later, it was too late, that many had already died from hypothermia. Of the 432 crew members on board, only 99 survived, and it is said that you can hear the scream of the Carousel passengers in the boiler room of the Queen Mary. And some claim that at the bow of the ship is a hot spot due to the fact that it's where Queen Mary made contact with the Carousel. Another legend is that 2 women who drowned in the first class swimming pool. One known to be appears in 1930s clothing and the other in 1960s. There is also a report of a little boy who fell overboard near the pool, who now haunts the passageway. A little girl named Jackie also is reported to haunt the swimming pool area. The ship's current captain during World War II, a cook, died in a horrifying fashion. Apparently, he was shoved into an oven by Australian soldiers and consequently burned to death. In 1966, an 18-year-old crewman was crushed by a door number 30, an automatically closing door during a watertight drink. This ghost is sometimes seen wearing a white coverall. Other hotspots on the ship includes the engine room, the safe room, the wheelhouse, the propeller box, and finally the isolation ward where the second those diagnosed with a contagious disease were kept away from the other passengers. And among all those hotspots, room/cabin B340 is in the top of them all. This cabin has reports of voices, beds shaking, water running, and lights being turned on by itself. In fact, cabin B340 has gained so many reports of complaint of activities. So, according to the reports, there has been 5 deaths happen in this room. So the room become hysterical when a maid changed the bed covers in one morning and left to get fresh towels. And when she comes back, the bed covers were pulled off and they were lying in the middle of the floor. So let's get into the ship's log records. According to that, third-class passenger Burgess subject found dead in cabin B226, and the cause of death is unknown. And it was later discovered that cabin B226 was later changed into B340 and actually got shut down and ripped apart for 30 years. Until 5 years ago, the room B340 got available for renting.
And a stateroom that gives many people the chills will soon open for guests.
The Queen Mary's Most Haunted Suite was closed 30 years ago. And CBS 2's Craig Herrera is live in Long.
And so far, it kept going, and Simon Kobe, Omar, Face Rock, BuzzFeed, and more creators have done investigation in this room. And it's just so freaky that Queen Mary was open for 3 years and shut down for no reason and got opened again, and room B340 got shut down for 30 plus years. That makes no sense, bro. So hope you all enjoyed and making the decision of this place is really haunted, or is this place just a myth that built on top of stories is up to you. So let me down below on the comment section, and see you all in the next episode, the Alcatraz prison, the unescapable prison.